I filmed this back in the summer. I was way too warm, I was incredibly low in energy, and I had a lot of brain fog. I also very much needed a haircut. I know, I got one. I'm happy with it now. If you're gonna mention the hair in the following clips, be imaginative about it. I really wanted to get this footage out because when I was looking for a solution for making sure that display swords are cat safe, I couldn't find anything apart from putting them inside a cabinet, which isn't really an option. We don't have the space for a cabinet. So I came up with this option. It's not perfect. I quite like how it looks. Some of you are not going to like how it looks, that's fine. But it is an option, and I really wanted to get this this footage out there just so you could see it, and it's not the greatest quality footage. I've been sitting on this for months because I've been so worried about putting out like mediocre content. In our journey of getting kittens, we're having to cat-proof our house, and we have one small issue, so we're going to solve it today, and that is display swords. They are not the most secure, they're kind of on loose mount, so this is not at all secure. If the cats knock this, it could come down. Also, it's not at all straight, so we're also going to fix that. The problem is wobbly sword. And the solution is these random brackets I found on Amazon. I just looked up U-shaped brackets. So these are kind of sharp and definitely hard. Obviously metal against metal isn't going to be great, so what I want to do is kind of pad them out so that they're a little bit more close to the blade and also softer. And what I've got is tons of these leftover floor protectors and these are kind of soft felt adhesive pads. So first I'm just measuring just visually against the bracket to see how much I need to cut off, and I'm going to keep those bits because they are useful later. This does not have to be perfect because it's inside the bracket, you're not going to see it, and they're really easy to cut with scissors. And now it's at the right size, I'm just peeling off that backing and sticking it on the inside of the bracket. This smaller one only really needs the one layer because it's pretty close to the blade. And then I'm going to use those offcuts just to pad out the sides of the bracket as well, just to add a little more protection, because the last thing I want to do is scratch the blade of the sword. And then I'm going to do the same for the bigger bracket, but I'm going to layer it up a bit more and add slightly bigger chunks on the sides, just because I really want it padded the whole way around. Still has quite a bit of a gap between the blade and the wall, so I'm actually going to pad it out with another one of these. Camera died, but this is what we've got. So this one I've just got the one layer and then a little bit on either side, and this bigger one I've gone ahead and put, there's 3 layers and one little layer on all the way down each side, and that should help it to be real snug to the wall. So I'm going to go ahead and mark for this bracket, and I want it to be as close to the mount as possible, so literally about here. And then this one is going to go a bit lower down, so I'm going to find where it feels right. I don't have my drill, so we're just going to try our best. So I'm actually just going to make holes by whacking a screw in a bit, pilot holes, and I guess we'll go from there. That is not a good way to do it. So these holes are really big. I don't actually know what this is designed for, but we're going to be using washers. Okay, so I went ahead and screwed all the screws in without anything attached to get them started, and I think that's gonna work. So yeah, these camera angles are shocking. I apologize. I did my best. I didn't have a lot of brain power going on this day, so apologies for that. But this is how it looks. I actually really like the look of the brackets on it. If you want to be able to remove the sword like without having to take the brackets off, you need to make sure that you put the brackets a lot lower down so that you have space to draw the sword. I wasn't gonna do that, so it's not an issue for me. If I want to take the sword down, I will remove the brackets as well. So I hope that helped. Let me know if you are an avid sword collector. We don't have that many, but most of them are Lord of the Rings ones. I'd love to know what swords you have though, because I think fantasy swords are really cool. I hope you have a great day. Bye.